In this video, I'll be participating in a cozy winter challenge with over 20 other YouTube channels. I'll also introduce the launch of my second channel. Let's start from the beginning. Hello everyone, welcome back to Mad City Modern, a furniture channel. My name is Barry. I live here in Madison, Wisconsin, USA. Easy on the driving there. I'm a one-man show, so sometimes I have to get creative with how I move furniture around, but we'll get this in here eventually. I'm showing this gimbal because this was a gift from one of the viewers. Thank you for this. This is for the GoPro, so hopefully my shots will be a little steadier, as you can see. Some of you may recognize this 6-drawer lowboy mid-century dresser from one of my thrift store videos in September. $34.99 at Goodwill. And as I show the clip here, all I could think of when I'm looking at this hardware, the first thing that came to my mind was, well, you'll see. You can often find the manufacturing stamp inside of one of the top drawers. This dresser was made by Drexel Furniture Company. Drexel started in the early 1900s, changed names to Drexel Heritage in the 1960s. Drexel's best known for having a U.S. contract at the time, placing a lot of their furniture in government facilities. They're also well known for having their furniture in world-famous hotels from the same era. As a disclaimer, this project is not to make fun of or discredit anyone who paints furniture. In fact, most of my furniture friends do paint furniture. I've also painted several pieces for my own channel. The purpose here is to show that this painted furniture trend was so hot for so long that people purchased any furniture, especially well-built pieces like this, and didn't take much time actually painting them. So now we're seeing in the thrift stores these pieces are popping up often. I may in fact regret saying this, but my prediction for the near future is that this will be the new trend. That's restoring painted furniture like this, especially mid-century furniture. You've probably seen enough furniture videos to know that we all start by cleaning our piece with TSP, then remove the hardware, and then decide our finishes from there. This time I'm going to start by scraping a few sections on this dresser, since I don't actually know what's underneath of here. I would expect for a mid-century piece, this is likely going to be walnut veneer, but in this case, it's actually not. I believe the top is mostly solid wood. We'll find out more later in the video, but that's why I scraped several sections. The legs are also solid walnut, so that's encouraging. I know this piece is built well. And the hardware, well, we know what this is made of. A special thanks to Sabrina from Sab's Rehabs. She sent over this mini rechargeable screwdriver. This was listed in my Amazon wish list, and I really appreciate the support. Okay, so we're back to the normal rules of furniture flipping. Remove the hardware, then remove the drawers. If you're shopping around for a furniture project, but you don't really know much about furniture, you can still look for signs like this cable running through the dresser, indicating a better build quality. This was to prevent the dresser from sagging in the middle. Also, I've seen this before, but never had one myself. A hidden drawer. This hardware was painted, so I'm hoping that this is brass, which is a non-magnetic alloy. In this case, it looks pretty promising. So I'll use vinegar, boil that, drop in the hardware for about 5 to 10 minutes, come back and hopefully remove the paint. While we're waiting on the hardware, I'll use one of my favorite tools. That's the detailed carbide scraper set. And these are available at Ace Hardware, I believe Harbor Freight, but I will also link all the tools in the description below that I'm using in this video. I do get a small kickback from Amazon if you purchase it that way, but I'm also a firm believer in supporting small businesses locally. Because this dresser is so detailed, I will plan to use paint stripper, but I'm checking some of these areas just to see what I'm working with. Looks to be a veneer underneath the part of this dresser and on the drawers as well. We're back to the paint on the hardware. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now we're just going to take a wire brush and remove this paint easily. I finished scraping the top of this dresser with the carbide scraper, and although this looks like a tedious, painful task, I actually enjoy it. Because we know the hardware is brass, I fully expect for the feet to be brass as well. So I just have a few nails to remove, and then I'll clean these the same way. For the main body of the dresser, I'm using Clean Strip Premium Stripper since there are so many details to this dresser. I haven't used stripper in a while. I try not to because A, it's expensive, B, it's a little trickier to clean up than just scraping with the carbide scraper. I'll apply this generously with a chip brush, come back in about 15 to 20 minutes, scrape as much off as possible, and then remove the rest with fine steel wool and mineral spirits. When scraping a finish off of veneer, you want to make sure that you're scraping the direction of the wood grain. So in case you do scratch it, it's easier to conceal and can be typically removed with a light sanding. I often mention that I do try and support local businesses. However, with most of the furniture I refinish, I'm doing it for my own home, so I'm not in this for the big profits. That said, I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on the best version of every tool. So I bought this buffer from Harbor Freight. It was $35, so it's going to get the job done. I'm looking forward to using it to see how it will clean up this hardware. I recently started using Flit's metal polish for projects like this, and I have to say I'm very pleased with the results. They recently reached out to me offering suggestions regarding usage, and for something like this, very little product is needed. Although I have no affiliation with them, I'm proud to say that Flit's is manufactured here in my home state of Wisconsin, as well as General Finishes. We're nearing the end of this project, and for For this part of the video, I'll turn the volume down on the background noises because I spent the next 2 to 3 days detailing this entire dresser, going over with the scraper, and then finally sanding by hand all the way up to 320 grit in preparation for the final finish. I'm turning the volume down because I spent the last several days listening to my grandmother's record collection, which includes Sinatra, and to avoid any copyright infringement, I'll leave that part out. As promised, I'm excited to announce the launch of my second channel, Mad City Restorations. This is all about restoring old tools and other items that I've inherited over the years. I'll link the information in the description below. It took me about 6 months to get my first 1,000 subscribers for the furniture channel, so any support you can offer from the beginning would be appreciated, and I hope you enjoy it. One of the final steps to get this piece ready for the final finish is to completely vacuum and then go over this with a tack cloth to remove any fine dust particles. And I'll save some of you the trouble. There's always one person who will say, yeah, but if you look at this under a magnifying glass, you'll still see leftover paint. You're right, and here's a good look at it. I'm always grateful to the big box stores that continue to leave advertisements in my driveway. It makes starting the fire in the winter a little easier. And here's a question for the comments. What would you keep in this hideaway drawer? For me, it would probably be Odie's oil for this project because this is about $50 a jar. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit. I knew I was going to use Odie's oil to finish this dresser. However, at the last minute, I decided to do a little more research. I googled Odie's oil on a dresser, and the first 4 videos that popped up were from a fellow furniture friend, Angie, from Transcend Furniture Gallery. She goes into more depth on this specific product. I was happy to use it and very pleased with the results. To stay with the theme of a cozy winter challenge, I decided after spending several days out in the cold working on this project, I would bring the dresser inside to apply the finish next to the fireplace. As I mentioned earlier in this video, this furniture project is part of a YouTube challenge. It's a cozy winter challenge hosted by Jay from Flipping Drawers. I'll link his information to his channel in the description below, but Jay is a fellow healthcare worker out of the UK. He's a fellow furniture flipper, but most importantly, I consider him a friend as well. So his channel is thriving, and I would encourage you to check it out if you haven't already. I'll share one final thought before the reveal. Many of you have been so supportive of this channel through the Amazon wish list, through writing letters in the mail, postcards, and also through Buy Me a Coffee app. So I'm grateful to all of you. I do the best I can to find a way to say thank you. I was at the gas station today assisting a gentleman jumpstart his vehicle, and I'm not looking for recognition for that, but the last thing that he said as I was leaving was, "I'll find a way to pay it forward." And that resonates with me. I hope that the theme of this channel is to find a way to pay it forward. Because so many of you have been generous and supportive, I want to continue to do the same to others.